Hi, Toby. How are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. And you? All right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. So I'll dive right into it. Toby, will Germany win European gold in June?
Hope so.
It's not convincing, huh?
It's the situation is quite hard. It's always hard before the European Cup to say you can win gold, but at the moment, the times are special. It's hard for yourself to see how far is your own team, to be honest, because not so easy to take much time together. But it's quite harder to see where the other nations are at the moment. So I think the European Cup this year is more special than the years before. No one really knows before, on which level the other nations are. Then you have the Olympic Games after this big tournament, so it's also not really clear probably with which teams you come there. Probably there's also a bit pressure in the teams because there's no nomination for the Olympic Games before the tournament. So yeah, it's a bit different than it's used to, but I think Germany, the Honourmas, will be back on, let's say, really high level, and we will try to come back to the finals and definitely want to win it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna dive a bit more deeper into the European Cup, but let's look at you first. Let's look at your career. Former FIA Rising Star and best player of the world. You've won a lot of medals, three Olympic tournaments. What is still on your bucket list? Your hockey bucket list? What do you still want to achieve?
There's not too much, to be honest. This is good because I don't have too many years in my tank, to be honest, for the rest. So yeah, I always said my whole career I'm not just playing for the titles, because what brings me to my best level is the thing that you have the option as a national player to play against the best players all over the world. And these games on this highest level, this makes so much fun for me. This is what I have on my bracket list, to be honest. But if you ask me, there are two things for this year. Of course, you need some aims. And the first one is FIH Pro League. I didn't want it. To be honest, it's my first season I play because the last season I couldn't play because of an injury. And we are now in a situation which is not clear if there's a real winner after this year. But if we win the last 4 games, which are open now, we are 1 point behind Belgium with 1 game less. And just for me, it is more or less then also a Pro League title, which I want to achieve. And the second one is, if I'm right, there's no Hamburg athlete which goes to 4 Olympic Games and get 4 Olympic medals. And I do have 3 in my pocket already. And I'm going hard for the 4th one. And I think these are 2 motivations which I need for this year.
Okay, that's a very, very nice target, and I sure hope you're gonna get there. Looking at your rich career a little bit more, you played with at the highest level with a lot of different players. Which was for you the strongest squad you ever played with, if you look back?
So difficult because this question I had before with 2 of my best friends, not far away, 2 weeks ago. We spoke about it, and it's difficult because the sport changed a bit. So it's not the same. But the team which we had 2012, where we won the Olympics in London, was probably the most amazing squad because first of all, there were a few players into it, which I started with 15 in the national team, so we had a long way together. And the second part is it was so many different people in it, and all of them are just run for one aim. And this feeling over the whole year, I think we lost just 2 games in the whole year with this team. It was quite amazing, and it's cool to look back at it. But what I said at the beginning, it's always difficult. So if as long as it's far away, it looks so amazing. And the team I have now is also quite amazing team. And in a few years, probably I see it a bit different. But at this moment, I would say the the most amazing squad was 2012.
Okay, I'll make sure to ask you the same question in 4 years.
Yeah, do it. No problem.
Okay. Let's talk about the upcoming European Cup. Yeah, I have to talk about the last two editions. Even though you only play one of them, were disappointing. 2 times a fourth place. So I guess there might be a little bit of a feeling of revenge inside the team for this European Cup.
I'm not sure if it's just a revenge for sure. You have to see what you said. These are facts. We got 2 times fourth, and our own ambitions are not to be fourth at the European Cup. But we know the European Cup is probably the hardest tournament you have. It's getting so quick. You have just 3 games in a group. You stay in a semi-final. The semi-final always is really tough because the European teams traditional are quite strong. And it's getting really quick to lose a semi-final and stay there for, let's say, a game about place 3, which is probably not the most, let's say the best game which you want to play. But yes, we are, like I said at the beginning, we are really motivated to show the world also at the European Cups that we are back with the Honor Mars in a, let's say, competitive team. And we want to go as strong as possible. First of all, you have to say in the European Cup, you have to come to the semifinals. I think it's also the qualification for the World Cup. And if you get this point, we will be ready this year for the big games. Yeah. So to be honest, 2019, the team played an amazing semifinal against Belgium. But Belgium is also not a bad team. They had a bit bad luck. Yeah, but like I said, we don't want to get fourth again.
All right, let's look at the first step. You talked about the semifinals being the first objective. Let's look at the group stage. On the one hand, you're avoiding obviously three strong squads, being Belgium, Spain, England for sure. But on the other side, you will have a tricky opponents. Wales be a bit the underdog. France, an upcoming nation, and obviously Netherlands. How do you look forward to that group stage?
Yeah, it's completely right what you said. There's no easy game in it. This changed obviously also over the last 13 years since I'm in the national team. The beginning there was, let's say, at least one team which you couldn't lose as a German national team. This time it's quite different. But like I said, if we want to be successful at the European Cup and the Olympics, we have to be self-confident enough to say that we definitely want to beat Wales and France. And if we do this, we are more or less safe in the semis. And then we have Netherlands in the group game. Let's say it's good to beat them because if you are first in the group, probably the semi-final could be a bit easier, if you want to say it. And on the other side, it will be definitely a really nice game because if you play in Amsterdam against Netherlands, also without fans, but if you play at night there, this is an amazing feeling. And it's also good to play these games.
And then, if I may already look a step further, a semi-final against Belgium, wouldn't that be great after what happened 2 years ago?
It would be great, definitely. What I said, we are ready for them. To be honest, Belgium at the moment is the best team in the world. We know this. They show it over the last years. But like I also said before in this interview, I'm playing hockey to play against the best of the world. And if you have the chance to play Belgium in a semi-final, I would definitely get it. And I'm ready to beat them in a big game. And we wait for it. Yeah.
Great. All right. As always, I've got a question from another athlete of one of the past interviews, who really wanted to ask you a question, and a very specific one. It's a question coming from Mickey Delas in Spain. He actually wants to know if you're up to come to Spain, to Barcelona, to get out of the cold and the snow in Germany, and to come to play in the sun with him in Barcelona. That's his question.
This is nice to have it over interview. to get this question. Yeah, to be honest, I'm 33. You can imagine I always thought about going abroad to play hockey. But I think this time, I'm now 33 years old. I do have a family with 2 children. I think the time is too late to change the country. Even he's right, to playing hockey in Germany is not the easiest one because the parts of the season are early in the year at the moment, where it's quite cold. In the summer is a break, and we start again when it started to get colder again. So yeah, probably also a season in Spain would be wonderful. But to be honest, let's say on the professional level, I won't do it.
Okay, all right. I'm returning you the favor. I've got one more interview left, which is with the Scottish girls. To be completely honest, I don't know who it will be yet because I'm still waiting on who will be in the interview. But can you help me out with a question for the Scottish women, please, Toby?
I can try because I saw the Scottish woman. I don't know, but I think they were 2017 also at the European Cup, and I saw them growing over the last years. And my question for the Scottish girls is, which team is their I would say is their idol for their playing style of hockey? So on which team they are looking to get better in their own hockey?
Okay, I really like the question, and I'm very curious to hear which team that is their example. Let's say to
Yeah,
grow on.
correct.
Okay, great. Thanks, Toby. As I announced you, we're gonna finish up with. I've got exactly 5 more questions for you. It's a different style of questions. You just have to answer with 1 word on a quick answer, so 2 seconds. So don't overthink it, and just top of your mind. Is that okay?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So first one. If you qualify for the finals of the European Cup this summer, who would you rather play it against, Belgium or the Netherlands?
Belgium.
Best player you ever played with?
Max Müller.
You have 1 spot left in your fantasy dream team. Which non-German midfielder would you pick?
Benjamin Stanzel.
You can transfer 1 player of the Belgian national team to your team. Who would that be?
Van Obel.
You can bring 1 old German legend back to the squad, assuming he's fit, for this European Cup. Who would that be?
Christoph Bechmann.
Thank you for the interview, Toby.
No problem. You're welcome.